Hello and welcome back to another Reaconteur video, and in today's video I'll be going over a few recent events with Deepwokens moderation being absolutely horrendous, and maybe offering some alternatives on how the dev team can improve it, but they probably won't. Make sure to subscribe, because only about 20% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed, and also I'm currently live on Twitch right after uploading this video, so come check out this stream. Now let's get straight into it. Alright, so first of all, I just had to cover something really funny. It's not that serious, but it is just a showing of like, why do the mods do this? Recently another Deepwoken YouTuber by the name of OnTeal, who you might recognize from my deep SMP playthrough on the live channel, made a video, and in the thumbnail, which is the one you're seeing on it right now, isn't the original, because the original thumbnail got him in trouble. Why? Because in the original thumbnail, the person on top wasn't the person who's in the thumbnail, like talking. That was supposed to be Archmage. And in the original, he made a fake picture of Archmage saying, "Hey, want to be in my tournament for specs?" or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, right? But it wasn't really that serious. And the moderation team told him that he wasn't allowed to do that, as it counted for the impersonation rule and could result in a 6-month ban if he didn't change the thumbnail. Or well, they didn't warn him specifically, but they did warn basically like all the content creators at that time, which is insane, right? Now, the fact that a simple thumbnail in which he didn't even say or show Archmage doing anything bad can for some reason count as impersonation and, potentially lead to a 6-month ban is actually insane. So maybe this thumbnail will have a fake Archmage message in it too, just because I think it's funny. Now, he didn't get punished, it was only a warning, but regardless, there's no reason for them to do something like this over a YouTube thumbnail that doesn't really matter. The mods really just love trying to like cherry pick rules to ban people for, which isn't a biased statement, because I've even been told, and I've heard it from other moderators talking about how some of the Deepwoken staff just like to lurk in the chat and wait for free moderation actions for their mod points, which is stupid. Now, I was recently unbanned from the Discord server, and I know people are gonna ask, but I was banned for making a joke about Bill Gates, the CEO of Microsoft, having a Microsoft. But, apparently that's a bad enough joke for a 1-month ban. Anyway, let's talk about something that everyone hates: classifying ban reasons. Why are the mods allowed to do this? Now, the reason behind it is supposed to be for the protection of users who've reported the banned user, but there are a few problems with this. Since classified bans only happen for cases like doxing, sexual harassment, and basically real-life cybercrimes, which is problematic for a few reasons, right? First of all, classifying the ban for these reasons is a known part of the appeal process, so you're not really protecting anyone. If anyone knows that they did this to someone, they'll know who reported them, and classifying the ban won't protect that specific person in the slightest, unless we have someone like Diddy in Deepwoken with so many victims he won't even know who reported him, but that's unlikely. Secondly, this removes the ability to appeal from users banned for these reasons, which in its own way isn't entirely bad, because if you were genuinely sexually harassing or doxing people, you should probably not have the ability to appeal, because you should, be in prison. But there have been a lot of recent reports and sold methods of people using fake and forged proof to cause people to get classified bans, which are then unappealable, right? And the bigger problem is that, in fact, if someone forges proof of you to get you a classified ban, you won't know about it, so you won't be able to appeal it, and you won't be capable of appealing it because they won't send you the proof of it, which is likely part of why we've been seeing an increase in classified ban cases over the last few months, because people have literally been selling classified ban services in black markets. And even in the Discord server, I've seen people in the Deepwoken Discord just advertising $50 to get anyone banned and stuff like that, which this system really just shouldn't exist. It's counterproductive for the health of the community. It doesn't actually solve problems within the community or protect anyone, because if someone is committing literal crimes, the least of their worries is a singular non-chased ban from a Roblox game that costs $5. And even then, chase bans only really affect YouTubers, because it's so easy to just not tell someone your new account name, or just make a Discord alt and become a completely new person. I think a lot of people really cling on to like online identities, which is like, why do that? Dude, if I'm Jeffrey Epstein and I have the ability to just like wipe my face off the earth and become someone else, why wouldn't I? Well, guess what? The internet lets you do that, which is what so many people do, and it's so easy to do. Now, as for a new rule, there's been a surge in bans for playing Deepwoken copies which utilize stolen assets. You are currently not allowed to be seen in a Roblox game which has stolen assets from Deepwoken. Making one, or stealing assets, or maybe selling them to be used in a game, like copy game, with the stolen assets being bannable, I understand understand. But banning players who play copy games really doesn't make a whole lot of sense from any point of view other than we don't want our players in a game we don't own. I get disencouraging people from playing these games, right? Like telling them, hey, avoid copy games with stolen assets, they could be bad or whatever, right? But outright and permanently banning someone for playing Deepwoken Battlegrounds doesn't really seem fair, especially considering the fact that most of the people playing these types of games are probably little kids who don't even know they're breaking a rule in the first place, which is really dumb. And another argument that I hear a lot of people making, and I mean a lot of people making, that is really, really stupid, is that kids can't play Deepwoken. And a lot of people just think that Deepwoken is only played by like people who are around like 16 or older, which is stupid. It's a $5 Roblox game. And I keep getting comments of people saying, kids aren't playing Deepwoken, they can't understand it. Like the combat system is so advanced and crazy. Now, along with that, the moderators need to show us their ban reasons are valid, because if you know anything about the recent Fake Woken 3 bans, for some reason the bans, like the reason for those, are all listed as false. Like, these bans are all listed as bans for playing or being involved in Fake Woken 3 or their community, when they're supposed to be bans listed for pedophilia. For some reason, they don't list the bans normally as the offense they committed, instead grouping them up as people who played Fake Woken, which is stupid when the offense they're actually banned for is bad. So, you know, people see these bans, are like, oh, why is this guy getting banned for playing Fake Woken? And now the community thinks it's corruption. Meanwhile, you guys just won't put their actual ban reasons up. Now, for those of you who know this whole situation, you might also think it's fake because there's proof on both sides of it being forged and the whole Fake Woken 3 situation being false bans. But I'm not sure about that, and I won't be covering that in this video. That's a whole nother thing. But as a whole, Deepwoken just needs to reformat their moderation team and rules. A game like this banning players for mild toxicity is terrible when it's mainly a PvP-based game now, which literally all thrive on toxicity, and it's just a mix of really dumb rules. I don't know why we're banning people for toxicity when the entire game has kind of shifted from its initial value, which is supposed to be a community lore-based game with PvE and stuff, but then you guys turn it into a competitive PvP-based game, and then you get mad when your players are slightly toxic. It doesn't really make sense. I've covered this slightly in a few previous videos, but I think the moderation team really just needs to lighten up on the rules. Let people be a bit toxic. Like, yeah, don't let people say slurs or make their characters stuff like Hitler. I've seen people defending that in my comments, which is like, oh, why should I get banned because my character looks like Hitler? Are you stupid? To the person that commented that, if you're watching this video, are you stupid? But I do think the rules need to be lessened, because there's no reason why I should get banned for, I don't know, let's say, saying some stupid joke saying, you live in a trailer park, which, yes, that was something someone got banned for. He said, you live in a trailer park, and he got banned for that. I can't even take it seriously, it's so dumb. But then meanwhile, there's people in the Discord talking about actual crimes, and then they get the same sentence as someone saying, you live in a trailer park. It's just really dumb. But then they're still like on the fence about certain things, because they literally have rule 2.4 for like lesser NSFW, which is like you're not allowed to post like fetish content that's not graphic, which includes like feet and fat furry inflation art. But if you go into the fan art channel, you're probably gonna find a lot of feet and or fat furry inflation art. It's just, you know, it's a little bit on the nose when they put rules like this in place on purpose just to not follow them. It's really stupid. Now, of course, there's less of that ever since they instated this rule, but there's still some that I see every, like, once in a while, and people still post stuff like that in general all the time, but, you know, the mods don't really notice somehow, even though there's so many people supposedly lurking in these chats waiting for someone to make a mistake, but then the guy posting, like, furry feet in general chat, it doesn't get banned or anything, or even warned or muted. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe since, you know, something people aren't subscribed. Come to the Twitch stream as well. I like doing those. I'll be playing Devil May Cry. Not today, but I will be playing the entire Devil May Cry series on stream after I beat Hollow Knight. Shoutouts to YouTube members of Tier 2 and higher, Goobka, Brick, Green, Pickle, High Card, and Drizzy Drake Fan. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and goodbye.